Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy and our special guest here this evening, Easton Heffernan, live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here with Raider basketball coming your way here this evening from beautiful Raider Gymnasium in Selma, Indiana. We have your Blue River Vikings taking on your Wapahani Raiders here this evening, again with a big matchup here between these two teams. It's always kind of that rivalry game here, especially at the varsity level as well. But getting down to business here with this junior varsity game here tonight, we'll get right into things with our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway. Wanted to introduce all of you all to Easton Heffernan. Easton, glad to have you with us here tonight, and appreciate you for joining us. Obviously, folks, those of you that don't know, I guess, Easton graduated out here last year, played for the basketball team all 4 years while he attended out here at Wapahani. Also, it's a big part of last year's team at the varsity level and contributed greatly, and so it's great to have him with us here tonight. But getting down to the brass tacks of things, this junior varsity team continuing a strong start to the season here, 6-2 on the year, in which they've beat some very good teams. They beat an Alexandria team about a couple weeks ago. Got a big win on Monday night when they traveled to Frankton and was able to take down the Frankton Eagles at Frankton High School. So that's a big win there to now move on to tonight's game here against the Blue River Vikings, in which, again, like I said, it's more of a little bit more of a rivalry game, especially those of you that kind of knew these teams back in the day, late 90s and early 2000s, when all these teams were when both of these programs were really at its highest level. But now you come in here to tonight's ball game. This Blue River team, a little bit of height here, a couple of pretty nice little shooters. The Wapahani's obviously going to have to take care of, especially on the defensive end from a defending the perimeter. We've got to do a better job of that, so we'll have to get after here tonight. They definitely like to dribble and drive. They can do that with success. Again, they have some post players on the inside that can also wreak havoc, so you're going to see the likes of Mahaffey as well as Nolan Dudley. He's now on this junior varsity team coming back from injury, getting some playing time. I'm sure he'll get in tonight. Luke Willman. A lot of these post players are going to have to do their jobs here on the inside, make sure that the post presence doesn't come out to play here for Blue River. Like I said, just got to defend the perimeter. On the offensive end, just got to keep with the offensive flow here. You have Aiden Franks kind of leading the way, but a lot of these other guys, Blake Frazie's had a strong season so far. Drayden Gates, Isaac Shreve, everybody contributes greatly, and so everybody's got to come out. Really going to have to come out here and perform here tonight to come up with a big W. But Easton, we're going to get you a little acclimated in here tonight. We're going to break you in a little bit earlier, get your feet wet a little bit. I know you've got to watch Wapahani a little bit throughout the season here so far, only 8 games in. But what do you think about these guys?
Well, JV, they're doing pretty good on the season. Aiden Craig's probably their leading scorer, but also the big man inside, Nolan Dudley and Ben Brandon, they've been contributing big as well. Nolan, he obviously was out for a while. Now he's back tonight. So probably won't start tonight, but he'll get his minutes in and he'll contribute greatly to the Raiders tonight.
I'll tell you what, also here, Easton, you got Jackson Spence. He's really had a nice season here so far. It's contributed greatly. Obviously dresses varsity as well, doesn't see as much playing time there. But that's what I'm talking about. With this team, they have so much depth with the group of guys, and like I said, now you add Nolan Dudley into the mix. That just enhances this team even more, gives you just another body to stick in there to be able to contribute, and hopefully the Raiders are able to get a lot of production here tonight from a little bit of everybody. As we have roughly about 30 seconds to go, we'll step aside here for a quick break. Again, this has been our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more right after this break.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best. We're driven 'cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, we have tonight's starting lineups right here and right now, so we'll go ahead and send it on down here to Easton Heffern. He's going to give you the non-starters and starters here for the Blue River Valley Vikings.
All right, for the non-starters, number 5, a freshman, Braden Blevins. Number 11, a freshman, Cole Colonel. A freshman, number 15, Dylan Cannon. A sophomore, Tyler Davis, number 25. A junior, Trevor Madison, 43. A junior, 45, Jared Catrone. And now for the starters, a freshman, Garrett Grimm, number 3. Jacob Appleby, a sophomore, number 13. Hunter Boyles, a junior, number 21. Brian Waldreth, a freshman, number 23. And rounding out the starting lineups, 41, Tyler Williams, a sophomore.
All right, very good. So that's the starters here for the Blue River Vikings. Now we'll take a look here at the non-starters here for your Wapahani Raiders. So we'll start off here with the non-starters. Number 4, Luke Roman. Number 14, Isaac Shreve. Number 30, Luke Brannon. And number 50, Nolan Dudley. Now for your starters here, a 5'6" freshman at guard, number 2, Aiden Franks. Starting at 1'4", a 6'2" freshman, number 12, Alton Mahaffey. Starting at another guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 20, Drayton Gates. At another guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 24, Blake Frazee. And at another guard, a 5'6" junior, number 40, Jackson Spence. Again, your Raiders coached by Chris Willis, assisted by Jeff Andrews, as well as Andy Zigrath. So again, that's tonight's starting lineups here for both teams. Again, kind of throw Easton in the mix here a little bit throughout the evening. Again, I know he's been asking me about doing this, and we're happy to oblige and have him with us here this evening. So, Easton, are you ready to get things going here tonight?
I'm ready.
All right. So, folks, tip-off now coming up. And tonight's game is now officially underway, and the Raiders will start off with the first possession of the night. Aiden Franks now on over here. Frazee on the right side. Back up top now, Spence looks to find Gates now on the left wing. Pretty nice defense here so far, and now a quick turnover here for Wapahani. First turnover here of the evening. Number 13, Appleby with the basketball up top, now guarded by Gates. They'll strip away, and Appleby will take back the possession here.
Great defense by Gates.
That's the biggest thing here. Wapahani, speaking of which, we've really seen a great sign of defense throughout the season here, not only at the junior varsity level, but at the varsity level as well. So hopefully we can keep that same pressure up throughout the entire evening here. As number 21, Boyles, no good. Mahaffey cleans up on the rebound, and back come the Raiders the other way. Gates now here on the left side, looking for Mahaffey down low. Finally he's able to get it to him. Drives inside the post area, shots up and good.
Nice take by Mahaffey. You got to be strong with the ball, take it inside, make that defense guard you.
All right, so now we got number 41, Tyler Williams, back up top now again here. Appleby back to Williams again, now to the free throw line outside, three-pointer up and good for number 3, Garrett Grimm. Right there on a play like that, Easton, just as much as you got to get out on some of these shooters and not allow them to really get a whole lot of breathing room to be able to knock down a shot like that.
Yes, you got to contest and put a hand up.
Franks now, left side, shots up, no good. Corralling the rebound there was Garrett Grimm. As again, the Vikings head back the other way here, leading by 1 early here in this one. Dishes it now to the corner. Williams for 2, no good. Franks corrals the rebound.
Good outlet.
Mahaffey along the corner, shots up and good. That's really another thing I really like about this team. You have a little bit of balance here from everywhere. You have Franks that can get it done. Obviously, Mahaffey. Everybody contributes in their own way. It doesn't always necessarily have to be from a point standpoint. Maybe more of your, you got some guys that are more defensive players, which is probably just as important, if not more important than anything. You still got to put points on the board, but still defense is a very big reason why you win ball games here. As we'll have a foul here on the Vikings. Looks like here it's going to be on number 23, Brian Waldreth. So that'll be his first, team's first.
Yeah, and you talked about feeding the big men down low, and they're starting to do that already here early in the game, feeding Mahaffey for 4 quick points.
Second here for Gates will be up, and it will be good. So nicely done there by Drayden as he puts the Raiders on top here 6-3. Shots up and making it rain again from downtown. That right there, number 13, Jacob Appleby. So tied up here at 6. Gates here on the left side. Mahaffey looking for that screen. He was able to give him a screen there now. Spence trying to find Franks on the back cut. Now back up top again here to Mahaffey, and the Raiders is looking to reset that offense. Now a little bit of trouble Mahaffey is in here on the left side. And nearly an over and back violation. Franks there with a save. Now Gates for 2 and knocks it home.
Nice look by Spence.
So Gates now with 4 points here on the night. 8-6 Wapahani lead. No good on the shot there by Grimm. Mahaffey corrals another rebound. And the Raiders off and running, up here by 2. Spence now with a handoff here to Frazee as the Raiders organize the offense here, see if they can find some points in this possession. Frazee lost the handle on it, but then Spence takes over, and the layup will be up and good for 2. So Spence now getting in on the action. His first points of the night to make it now a 4-point lead. And just a little bit off the mark there with a shot was Garrett Grimm. As we'll see some substitutions in here tonight. First for Wapahani, you got Isaac Shreve and Nolan Dudley now in here for the first time tonight. And for Blue River, we have number 45, Jared Catron. Lindsay there with a little screen, takes it inside, and again the aggressiveness that we're seeing from this team continuously. Working out beautifully right there for the first points of the night for Blake Frazee, and the Raiders now doubling up here on the Vikings, creating another turnover right there. Now the second here of the night. Again, Dudley not afraid to shoot. I know, Easton, I think you've watched him enough here while you was attending out here and was on the team here with Nolan last year. Pretty nice little shooter, can obviously showcase some range here as well.
Yeah, Dudley's an all-around player. He can shoot from outside, and he can post up players down low.
Frazee crossing half court here, looking to find Dudley down there on the block, takes it inside, and a little bit of contact and nothing come of it right there as the Vikings now take over here on offense, and that was, I think, the old jump stop and possibly even wanting to go into a little Euro step NBA action right there. So 3 turnovers now for Blue River on the night. Franks sends it on over here to Frazee, guarded by Garrett Grimm. Back to Franks, driving baseline.
Nice pass.
There he is, Nolan Dudley off the mark there with a shot. Shreve now back out to Franks, off the mark as well.
That's what we're talking about.
Big man. Nolan Dudley strikes for 2. And that's exactly what we was just talking about there with Easton recognizing being able to get in there, do his thing in the post, but also It showcases talents from beyond the arc as well. That's good to see him be active early on the inside. Mahaffey with another two.
Mahaffey and Dudley are killing it down low tonight.
So Mahaffey already now 6 points. Very intricate here into the Raiders' success, and a strong start here so far. Grimm well off the mark. Dudley corralling the rebound, and the Raiders looking to push it up floor here. Franks wide open three, no good. Mahaffey, another strong rebound. Shot from the corner up and good. So Mahaffey on fire here so far.
With the steal and scores.
How about that? So Isaac Shreve getting in on the action. Tell you what, defensively solid right there, coming up with the inbound steal. And then was able to put it up for 2 more points to push this Raiders lead to 14. And we're going to have a carry called here on the Vikings. See here, we got Willman and Gates back into the Raider lineup. Franks will push it up floor, guarded right there. Now Shreve hands it back to Gates, and now Franks from beyond the arc, no good. So rattled in and out, but a strong start to this ball game here tonight. The Raiders lead at 20-6. At the end of the first quarter, we'll step aside here for a quick break, and we'll be back here with your second quarter of action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be here live on the WHS Network.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again with the Kenshaw Properties game break here. 20-6 lead here for your Raiders after one quarter. Easton, got to like the way we've played here so far, right?
Oh, yeah. Big men are contributing greatly, as we talked about before the game.
So we got Mahaffey right now standing in with 8 points here on the night. You have Dudley there with a couple points. Also now Gates with 4, Shreve with 2, Frazee and Spence also with 2 points apiece. So a little production from a little bit of everybody so far here this evening, as that three-pointer will be up and good there. Number 21, Hunter Boyle, strikes from 3.
And that's a shot you got to live with right there.
So Shreve here on the left side dumps it down low. Dudley looking to go to work. Little
there you go.
Up and under spin move action, as Dudley now collects 4 points now on the night here for himself, and the Raiders back up here by 13. Looking to find their number 15, Cannon, back outside here now. Boyles sends it up top to Grimm.
Good defense by Shreve.
Over the hands right there. Shreve comes up with a steal and then the breakaway layup for 2.
Shreve and Gates are playing great defense tonight.
So you have Shreve now 4 points. The Raiders now up to the largest lead of the night, I believe, now 15. And that's going to be out of bounds there off of the Vikings. So again, the pressure defensively getting the better of Blue River so far here tonight, as Blake Frazee will return to action here for Wapahani, who will come in for Aiden Franks. Got Frazee up top, finds Dudley there at the elbow. Now with a handoff, Frazee taking it to the rim and kisses it off the glass there for 2.
Yeah, and Frazee's just an overlooked player sometimes, you know. He likes to take it into the basket real fast.
Definitely has a nice shot. You know, he kind of mixes it up, can do a little bit of everything there, as number 45, Catron, at the block there, is able to execute on the bucket to now make it a 15-point lead again. See Frazee here at the top of the key, swung on to Gates. Dribbles to find Dudley. Now back to Frazee again. Creates some space. Back out. Gates corner three. Shots up and knocks it down from downtown. So Gates now with 7 points, and the Raiders again out to their largest lead of the night of 18. So Grimm is looking to find Catron right there, but not able to get a hand on it. Shots up no good. Dudley with another rebound, and the Raiders again pushing up for quickly here. Dudley showing off some range off the front iron, no good. Pretty nice shot though overall. You know, you'd settle for a nice shot like that. And now a traveling by, or rather, we're going to have a foul. I thought there might have been a travel right there, but nonetheless, the foul's going to be here on number 24, Blake Frazee. That'll be his first, team's first.
Dudley comes out of the game. We talked about that last possession, you know, that trail shot. That's what he likes to do the most, trail three.
Right. So again now, layup up and no good. So unable to complete the three-point play there.
Nice take by Spence.
Spence there for two. Now with his 4th point on the night, the Raiders back out now to an 18-point lead. Up top here, Grimm for three. Knocks down another one.
That's the only way they can score. They hit three. They can't get anything anywhere else.
Spence takes it up top, finds Mahaffey. Now on to Frazee here, looking to create some more space. Dribbles it back out, pops a three at the top. The key, that's money. So Frazee strikes for his first three of the night, and we're going to have a timeout taken. And this will be called by the Blue River Vikings, so this will be their first charge timeout here of the evening. And we'll go ahead and stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, this will be our Ken Shaw Properties game break. Easton, I'll tell you what, you know, like I said, we're seeing some production from a little bit of everywhere here tonight. The Raiders flying on all cylinders. You know, like you've touched on throughout the ball game here, seeing some production from underneath. You know, you've had the likes of Mahaffey, also Dudley, Jackson Spence contributing greatly down there on the inside. But seeing a little production from your inside and outside, you know, that's one thing I know that I talk about usually on the broadcast is being able to establish that inside and outside game throughout the ball game here, not just being a one-dimensional team.
Yeah, you can't. You look at all the scores, but you can't also look at it. You have to look at the defensive side also. Shreve and Gates are getting after it, getting those steals and setting up the scorers up.
And that's, you know, that's a very valuable point as well. You know, you can never, I don't think, you know, a lot of times defense gets recognized quite enough as it should. You know, everybody's always worrying about points and, you know, how many, which, you know, that, don't get me wrong, that's all fine and dandy and all. You know, but a lot of times, you know, getting deflections or, you know, hustling after a loose ball, you know, diving on the floor, you know, little things like that, something that you was known for back, you know, when he was playing out here even last year, as that's a made three-point bucket there by number 21, Hunter Boyles. But little intangibles like that make a huge difference in a ball game. So Mahaffey up top now, swung on to Spence. Back to Mahaffey again. Now Frazee was flashing there on the block. Looking to possibly have a post feed inside. We got Willman diving underneath. Shreve lost the handle on it. Now back up top to Mahaffey again. Then the Raiders look to set up this offense here. Mahaffey for two. And again, finding that magical touch.
Mahaffey is cooking tonight, inside and outside.
So you got 10 points now for Alden Mahaffey. And we'll have a foul, or no, rather a travel. So another turnover here for Blue River now gives them 5 here for the ball game. Nice save right there now, Frazee. Up and no good. Mahaffey with the strong rebound and then fouled here on the play.
That's the toughness you like to see out of your big man. Getting the rebound, going up strong. He didn't make the shot, but he's getting to the line and shooting too.
So the foul here on number 15, Dylan Cannon. That'll be his first, now team's third. As Mahaffey is able to strike there with the first one. 11 points, now the second, up 2, up and good as well. See Nolan Dudley re-enter the ball game here for the Raiders, coming in for Jackson Spence. So again, doubling up on the Vikings so far, 38-19. And number 21, Boyles again, just drives it right down the court and puts it in for 2.
That was good defense by Dudley. Stay down, put your hands up. Tough shot.
Oh, you get an instance like that, you don't want to necessarily, every time you have to guard somebody, you don't want to foul. And a lot of times, just keeping hands straight up in the air is a good enough distraction. A lot of times you see these offensive players going with shot fakes and able to get some of these defenders up in the air, drive right around them for an easy 2. So it was a good job there by Dudley. Unfortunately, Boyles was able to come up with a couple points there, and that one's going to be out of bounds off of the Vikings. So we Raider basketball here with just a little over 1 minute remaining in this first half. 38-21, Wapahani leads. Dudley there with the screen now, sends it on to Yates rather. Mahaffey now for 2, no good. Franks now from beyond the arc, rattles in and out of bounds off of the Raiders. So a tough break right there. Again, we've seen numerous shots. It's kind of dwindle in and out. Nothing really you can do a whole lot about there if you're a player. Just got to keep shooting and eventually hopefully that ball will start going in. Well off the mark there for Williams. Down court, now Dudley again.
Dudley is doing his thing, posting up the big man and taking it in for 2.
So Dudley now with 6 points on the night. Really doing a solid job here, not only from an offensive standpoint, defensively getting after it, getting some rebounds. Williams in the corner, drives inside. Nice closeout there from Frazee and Dudley both, as a traveling violation will be called here on the Vikings.
Great defensive possession by the Raiders.
So 6 turnovers now for Blue River. 15 seconds remaining. And Frazee taking it right to the dish for 2. And a shot by Grimm up and no good as time expires. So the Raiders double up on the Vikings here in the first half. 42-21 is your halftime score with the Raiders on top by 21 points. We'll step aside here for a break, folks, and we'll be back here with more on our halftime report coming up live on the WHS Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again with your Kinshaw Properties at the half as the Raiders lead at 42-21. And what was a dominant first half here for Wapahani in every facet of the game. Free throw line, pretty solid job here overall. Rebounding, I think, has been spectacular. And not only that, but really on both ends of the floor, we're just kind of having our way. Offensively, we've got flow on offense, settling for good shots. We've been able to knock those shots down. Not only have we been able to get good looks, but we've been able to hit them. But, seeing a little bit of production again from everybody, and we've talked about that throughout the first half here. And being able to have balance, I think that is so important, having balance and consistency on the offensive end. We've seen it from everywhere. Whether it be in the post or from outside, everybody is contributing to this 21-point lead. And, like I said, they're not here on the defensive end. We've seen numerous great defensive possessions here. You've had some steals from Gates and also Isaac Shreve. So we've seen a lot of guys, getting some deflections and, just creating disruption on the defensive end, which is extremely, extremely important. And so now, you come out here in the second half here if you're Wapahani. Obviously, you got to keep the foot on the gas. You can never, overlook anybody here because you can't afford to really allow them, and what I mean by them, talking about Blue River, you can't allow them to get back into it and start generating momentum here. So now I'll send things here to Easton. Easton, overall, first half-wise, what do you think of Wapahani's game and what they have to do here in the second half to keep this a-rolling?
In my eyes, this is Wapahani's best game all year that I have seen personally. They're playing great team ball, getting after it on defense, making their shots, getting to the free throw line, and they're feeding the big man, as we talked about before the game. Feeding Nolan Dudley down low. He's doing his thing, posting up and scoring. And on the half, he's scoring inside and outside, shooting little jumpers. That's what you want to see from your big man.
Now, we'll say this as well. From a defensive standpoint, granted, Hunter Boyles has come out here, had a real solid game here so far. I believe he has 8 to 10 points now. But you have some of these guys that are, you're seeing a lot more. You've had some that's been able to knock down a couple threes. But, a lot of dribble and drive, keeping them out of the post. Overall, I think we've done a pretty nice job of that. Would you agree with that, Easton?
Yeah. They haven't allowed any points inside the paint off of my eyes. And they're playing pretty good defense on the perimeter. They're putting a hand up. Some of them have been open shots, which you got to get a hand up on those. Some of them have been heavily contested. They've hit some. You just got to live with that.
Oh, well, things like that you really can't control, The only thing you can control is how you play defense. You get your hands up in the air, try to be as much of a distraction as possible, and really don't give them a whole lot of breathing room to knock down some of those outside shots. And like you said, for the most part here, I think we've done a really solid job of keeping them out of the post area to where, they're really not, having much success not only in the inside, but then it's essentially making them a one-dimensional team. If you're not really seeing much success on the inside, more than likely it's going to force them to hit more of their shots from beyond the arc, or even, maybe a step or two inside. But still, the further away from the basket, the better off you're going to be from a defensive standpoint, because obviously the higher percentage shot is working more closer towards the basket. So still overall very good first half here by Wapahani. The scoring breakdown here so far here for your Raiders. Led here by Alden Mahaffey, team high 12 points, followed here by Blake Frazee with 9, Drayden Gates 7 points, Nolan Dudley with 6, then Isaac Shreve and Jackson Spence with 4 points each. Again, for a grand total of 42 points scored here for Wapahani. Again, a very successful start to the ball game. Just got to keep the pressure on. Don't be letting up. You don't want to have any letdowns. One thing that I really liked a lot about how we was able to come out here and play is that we only had one team foul the entire first half. So that means we're sitting down, we're defending the basketball, moving our feet, and getting in front of these guys to where, again, we're doing our job. And so, like I said, a very, very good start here on both ends of the floor and really in every facet of the ball game. Hopefully we can keep that up. But we have now about 3 minutes left of the halftime here, so we'll step aside here for a quick break. And we'll be back to wrap things up here on our Kenshaw Properties game break at the half. Alrighty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again with the Kenshaw Properties game break at the half. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. And again, our special broadcasting guest this evening, Easton Heffernan, back here with you. And again, we appreciate you all for joining us here so far. 42-21 lead here for your Wapahani Raiders over the Blue River Vikings at the half. Just to wrap things up, again, just want to reiterate here, we've came out here, had a nice start to the half, or to the ball game with a very good first half. Again, you don't want to have any letdowns here. Continue to work the ball inside. You know, we've seen a lot of success on the inside. That's only going to complement our outside game as well with the likes there of Frazee and Franks. You know, obviously Isaac Shreve and then Drayden Gates. You know, we have so many nice perimeter shooters to add to the post presence that we have with Dudley and Willman. Also, Spence really done a nice job. You know, and Mahaffey, you know, so you got a lot of guys here that can contribute. Hopefully they can continue that to begin this second half. Yeah, so, folks, we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back here with the start of the third right after this. Alrighty, folks, so welcome back there. That was a little bit quicker than I was thinking there. They stopped the clock a little bit earlier and just got the ball rolling here a little bit. The referees wanting to get out of here a little bit earlier tonight. But nonetheless, here again, the Raiders come out with a 42-21 lead out of the break. As we'll see, number 13, Appleby, down court here now. Williams taking it inside. Nice hands there as Spence knocks it away. Now Grimm for two. And a foul called here on Wapahani. So the foul here on number 2, Aiden Franks. That'll be his first. Team's first of the half. So the first one will be up and good here for Garrett Grimm. Got 9 points here from him so far. I'll tell you what, really been him and Boyles has been really the two mainstays offensively for this Blue River offense. Frazee down court now. Gates looks to finagle his way through this defense. Finds Mahaffey, inside shot for two and drains it. So again, you like that inside-outside working of the ball. Not just settling for an outside shot as Williams does so right there and airballs it as Franks will take over on offense here. Mahaffey takes it and attacks the rim. No good. Spence with the rebound. Back outside now. Frazee looking to go to work. Splits the middle. Out to Franks again. Three-pointer up and off the mark there. Spence now with another rebound. And that will be a deflected pass out of bounds. No be Raider basketball with 5:39 to play here in the third.
Yeah, and I like what Frazee did on the defensive end. Didn't put a hand up on the shooter. He knows he's not a shooter, so he's not going to put a hand up. And great defense.
All right, now Franks, no good on the shot. So Jackson Spence, though, with another offensive rebound. That is 3 in the last couple possessions here. Grimm, no good for 2. Mahaffey cleans up on the boards. So another strong defensive possession for us overall. Gates now on over to Mahaffey. Down low, Spence with a little shot for 2, no good. Again, right there, that shot, it's kind of those middle shots like that, especially extended from the free throw line. You're always kind of caught in that in-between as that 2-point bucket will be up and good for number 23, Brian Waldreth. But sometimes you don't know whether just to see if you can put it in the net without using a backboard, or if you try to kiss it off the glass a little bit there and put it in that way. Yeah, it's kind of that in-between, and you hate to be in that situation. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Wapahani, as we'll have a foul underneath here on the Raiders. It's going to be on number 20, Drayden Gates. Or rather, no, on number 24, Blake Frazee. So that's going to be his second, team second of the half. Yeah, if y'all haven't noticed, got a nice little addition to the scoreboard here on our screen as Nolan Dudley re-enters the ballgame here for Wapahani. Again, the scoreboard itself a little bit bigger, with the print being a little bit bigger as well. But also you have the foul totals right below where the logos are there on the scoreboard. So a nice little added thing that we have here in the update on our broadcasting software. As Frazee again strikes for another 2 more points, now 11 on the night here for him. And the Raiders now back to a 20-point lead, a 3-pointer up by Appleby off the mark. So Franks in command, sends it over to Mahaffey as he looks to drive baseline. Kind of caught underneath, finds Franks on the outlet, and now we'll have a 3-second lane violation called on Wapahani.
Whoever is getting after us half, they're taking it into him, getting the foul called and getting to the line.
Boyles on over here to Grimm. Now back up top, Grimm will take the 3. Off the mark there, rebounded by Franks, and the Raiders were nearly off and running there. Frazee now looking to find Gates, able to get it over there to him. Nice take inside, and Dudley with the finish for 2. Again, another very valuable asset to this junior varsity team, again with Nolan coming back from injury about a week or so ago, as we'll have a timeout taken here by Blue River. This will be their second charge timeout of the night. 48-26, the Raiders lead it here with 3:01 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll step aside here for a timeout of our own, and we'll be back with more live action here on the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back again live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, I'm Brandon Morbillis. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy, as well as Easton Heffernan joining us here tonight. Again, Easton, what do you think here so far? Things kind of expected the way things are going here so far, or at least from your vantage point, or what do you think here so far for Wapahani?
Yeah, the momentum is starting to swing Blue River's way a little bit. I mean, they're getting inside the paint, scoring, and Wapahani, they're scoring a little bit, but they're starting to die down a little bit.
So 3-point bucket up and good there for Grimm. So now back to a 19-point lead here. I mean, obviously you're still with more than enough breathing room here. But I'd like to see us maybe crank it up a little bit of a notch. Hopefully we can find some easy shots here on the inside and then continue to put some pressure on them defensively.
Yeah, Blue River is in the zone right now, so you got to start swinging the ball around, looking for that high-low.
So Willman finds Dudley now down low again. Look at the ball movement right there, but unfortunately the Raiders get called for a travel now. Their third turnover here in the second half. Only gives them now 5 of them here for the ball game. Solid job of taking good care of the basketball. We'll see Appleby, no good from long range. And that was Frazee there on the rebound and fouled on the play.
Vikings number 41, Tyler Williams, is team's first.
So the foul here on Williams will be his first. Team's first of the half. We'll see Grimm now with a steal there as the Vikings are back at it again, down by 19. Taking it inside, no good for Boyles.
Great defense by Gates.
And right there, you have the great defense, but then you get the defensive rebound, not allowing them to get any second chance points. Kick back out now as the Raiders reset the offense here. Frazee down low to Dudley, now back outside. Gates looking to drive inside. Frank's in the corner, three-pointer up, and no good. Willman with the rebound and the putback. Possibly should have even been an and one right there.
Yeah, Franks is getting his shots, getting open shots. They're just not falling for him tonight, and that happens some days. It's just one of those nights for him.
Back outside now, Appleby. And up and good with a shot. Now make it back to a 19-point lead. As Jared Catron again strikes for 2, now 4 points on the night here for him. Willman to get the ball swatted away. And a traveling violation called. So the Vikings turn it over. As we'll see Jackson Spence reacclimate into the Raider lineup. Got 50 seconds remaining with the Raiders on again here by 19, 50-31. Hand off here to Frazee. Now back up top. Gates swung on to Spence. And you got Willman working the blocks, and the shot's going to be up, no good. And Dudley was trying to get the backside rebound there, but unfortunately got called for the push-off. So it'll be his first, team's third. I'm assuming here Blue River more than likely going to try to hold for the last shot of the quarter. Down by 19. Appleby back up top now to Grimm. Nice take there, but in great defense there by the Raiders. Keeping them out of the paint area. Nice solid defense there from Frazee. Now a near turnover. Not much time to get it up here. Shots up and no good. As the Raiders will head to the fourth, up 50-31. Again, we'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with more Raider basketball live on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give
All righty, folks, welcome back. Here's where we're about set to begin this fourth quarter play again with Wapahani leading the Blue River Vikings 50-31 as we come out of the break. It'll be Blue River basketball. And a little pressure put on here by Frazee, and Gates doing the same thing here to Garrett Grimm. Grimm up top, swung on to Williams. Now here to Boyles as he looks to take it inside. Shots up, no good. Gets his own rebound and then the putback. Little things like that, you got to kind of avoid, but still happens from time to time. It's part of the game. Frazee sent on over here to Gates. Back up top. Now Frazee finds Spence. And the Raiders are going to turn it over. So, you have your post players there, kind of working the high and low post, and you have Dudley there at the top. Whatever the strong side is, basically, essentially, whatever side the basketball's on the strong side, the weak side's the opposite side. But, when you have Lowman down there on the low block, you have Dudley there at the high post there at the free throw line, some different options right there. Got to find a way to get the ball inside as the Raiders will come up with that one there now, led by Franks. Back over to Spence near half court now. Little trap put on. Now outside, Franks a three. That's up and good. That looked good from the very time it left his fingers. So Franks gets on the board here with his first points on the night. Look at Willman there with a hustle, coming up with a turnover. Now 4 of them here in the second half. Gives them now 10 for the ball game for the Vikings. Willman there at the free throw line, back out. Franks three, up, no good. Dudley hustling after the rebound and tips it back out there to Franks.
Yeah, and this is the part of the game where Wapahani is going to take its time, swing the ball around, get an open shot if they need it or want it, and whoever's going to start pressing, and you got it. And there's the turnover right there.
So now 4 turnovers here on Wapahani as we'll have a blocking foul called here, number 14, Isaac Shreve, his first, team's 4th. So we'll see Luke Brandon now in here for the first time tonight. We'll see him get in here. Hopefully going to be a nice little piece of the production so far here from Wapahani, up here by 20. Shots up, no good, and there's Brandon right there collecting on the rebound. And then the Raiders turn it over, and then Brandon gets another rebound right back. The job well done, comes right off the bench, ice cold, and collects 2 rebounds. Dudley tries to get that spin move on the inside, and not sure what the call is going to be here. Looks like it's going to be a foul on number 23, Brian Waldreth. So that's going to be his second, team second of the half. Brandon here in the corner, dribbles it back up top. Now another reach-in foul. Foul number 21, Hunter Boyles. So Boyles will pick up his first, team's third. Isaac Shreve to inbound again here with 4:35 remaining. And the Raiders on top, 53-33. Dudley there at the high post outside. Franks three, up, no good. So the young man's had a little bit of a tough stretch of it here tonight. But the good thing is, even when you have one person have an off night, next person up's got to fill in. And we've had a lot of, really contributions from everywhere tonight. I talked about that throughout the first half and even during the halftime report is, we have balance. There's a lot of balance and consistency from everyone. And, that really, that's a key to winning right there. You've got to have balance and consistency on the offensive end. It's nice to have a big-time leading scorer, but to go along with that, is those other guys that are chipping in with maybe a 7 or 8 points here, or, maybe 7 or 8 rebounds there, deflection here, there, so little things that come into play, big factors. So the foul here on number 45, Jared Catrone, his first, team's 4th, as Dudley is off there with the first one. He'll be at the line here for one more. The second of two up and rims out no good. And that's going to be deflected out of bounds off of Blue River. So Alden Mahaffey back in here for Wapahani. Return to action here for Nolan Dudley. Again, here's the Raiders lead it by 20. With nearly 3.5 remaining here into tonight's ball game. Grimm up top the key for three, no good. Franks corralling the rebound, and he'll push it up four here for Wapahani. Looking to put something together here on offense. And that's going to be a takeaway. And then a layup up and good there for Grimm. So we'll have another timeout taken by Blue River. So this will be their third charge timeout of the evening, so they have two remaining. Wapahani still with all five of theirs. You got 3:21 to play here in the fourth, 53-35. We'll be back with more right after this commercial break. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, as we're back out of the timeout here with the Raiders now on top here, 55-35 after the two-point bucket there by Luke Brandon. So it is now official. Every player on this Raider roster has scored here tonight. And for whatever reason, this clock did not start on this thing again, for heaven's sakes. So 55-38 now. Again, I pushed the button. Technology, again, isn't always up to what everybody brings it out to be. As Mahaffey knocks it down for two from the free throw line. 16 now on the night here for Mahaffey. A corner three up and off the mark there. Shreve collecting on the rebound. Nicely done there. Mahaffey here in the corner, back up top now. Shreve will dribble to find a skip pass on the Franks. Shots up, and that is money from downtown. Franks now 6 points, and the Raiders lead it by 22. Dish down low, layup good for number 23, Brian Waldreth. And taking another timeout, you're down by 20 points. With less than 2 minutes remaining. All right, so during the timeout, I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. I'd like to thank Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC dealership owned by Randy Stoops. They're located at 4055 West Clare Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles of quality brand names. So if you're having an interest in a vehicle, would like to know more information about one, contact Stoops at 765-288-1903. And also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Again, their hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They're also open Saturday from 8 to 4. So you got a special thanks there to Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. So again, following the Blue River timeout, again, they not only have one left. So got to put that on the board just a moment ago, but nonetheless, that's an outside-inside game now. Mahaffey will get called for the travel. So that's turnover number 7 now on the night here for Wapahani. And both teams with 4 fouls apiece, so more than likely not going to have much of a free throw game the rest of the way, especially considering we just have a little over a minute left to go. But Boyles, again from beyond the arc, had a real nice game here for himself. 14 points now on the night. Dish down low to Willman, now to Shreve. He'll drag it back out, and again the Raiders have the ability now just to kind of run this clock out and move on to bigger and better things. Loose ball here as Franks will take over the basketball, sent cross court. Shreve back out to Mahaffey. And a reach-in foul call. So you got to give Blue River credit there. They're still playing. That's no doubt about that one. So the foul there on number 21, Boyles, will be his second, team's fifth. Brandon taking it to the hole, back outside now, and Franks just kind of hold on to things, sent back over to Mahaffey. So again, a good win here tonight, as the Vikings will come up on the layup. But great game here overall. Wapahani coming out from the get-go, had a very solid game plan and was able to execute it. And for the life of me, I'm not sure exactly why they're fouling. The foul there on number 23, Waldrop. That was his third, team sixth overall. And right here, folks, is the end of the game. Final score here tonight from Raider Gymnasium. Your Wapahani Raiders defeat the Blue River Vikings 60-45. So the Raiders keep on winning now, 7-2 on the season. And again, they'll be back at it next week as we travel to Eastern Hancock next Friday night. So make sure to stay tuned in with that one. Again, we'll step aside here for a break. We got your Raiders Live post-game report coming up here on the WHS Network. Ladies and gentlemen, to wrap things up here on our Raiders Live post-game report. Again, the Raiders here on the smiling side of the scoreboard here this evening, 60-45 was the final score here in this one. And the Raiders scoring breakdown here overall was led by Alden Mahaffey, 16 points here overall for the big guy here. Great job on the inside. You've seen a lot of production from everybody, so great night here. Mahaffey with 16 points. Frazee with 11. Blake Frazee. Nolan Dudley, 8 points. Aiden Frank, 6 points. Drayden Gates, 7 points. Also, you have Jackson Spence with 4 points, and then Luke Willman, also Isaac Shreve with 4 points. And then Luke Willman and Luke Brannon both with 2 points each for a grand total of 60 points overall here for Wapahani. So a great team win overall. Again, lots of contributions on both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively. Did a solid job really in every facet of the game, took good care of the basketball, and it was just a good win for us. So hopefully we continue to build off of this game here tonight and look forward towards next week's game at Eastern Hancock. So again, we appreciate you all for joining us here tonight for our junior varsity broadcast. Again, we will be back on the air here in roughly about 15 minutes or so for the varsity broadcast. So until then, folks, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy and also special guest Easton Heffernan saying goodbye here from Raider Gymnasium.